On Facebook, you can hear it. See? You can hear it. No, so just because we're out of it, though.
Oh, there it is.
welcome to Conversations with Heath and Tracy. We meet here every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. to demystify your relocation to the DMV. So guess what? Ask us anything.
So if you have a question, type in the comments in all caps. That way we'll know that you have a question and we know you're not yelling. So, or you can send a question to the link in the comments. I think a link is there. If not, it'll be there later.
If you're thinking about the DMV, we want to help. What are we discussing today, baby?
So today we're going to talk about Alexandria, Virginia.
Alexandria.
And what happened in the DMV this week.
A lot.
And then we're going to talk about setting your mindset right to get to move to your dream city.
And if this is your first time here, I'm Heath.
And I'm Tracy.
We're parents, podcasters, and joyfully married after for 30 years.
Woo.
If you want some positivity and an upbeat vibe in your life, trust. Join us every Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern, as we talk about our life and life in general in the DMV.
Yeah. And if you need help relocating to this great area, take a second and subscribe to our channel, Heath and Tracy.
And if you're new here, hey, definitely type new you in the comments. So we want to know that you're here, that you're new, and we definitely want to meet you. So welcome to Conversations with Heath and Tracy. Like I said, we're here to help you demystify your relocation to one of America's great metropolitan areas, the DMV. We're going to show you how to survive and even thrive right here. So welcome back to Conversations with Heath and Tracy. Let's get into it.
So we visited Alexandria last week.
We did.
Trying to get situated here, y'all. Sorry. It's kind of where my son was supposed to set up the desk, but he didn't.
You blamed it on Brendan?
Yeah. I said I was going to pay you to set up our new situation, and
next week.
He ain't do it. So he's
next week we'll be
sitting up here scrunched up again.
Next
Sorry
week we'll
about
be
that.
straight. We'll be straight.
Okay, so we visited Alexandria, Virginia last week, and we cannot see your comments today. I don't know what's going on. I did something wrong with the live stream, but we're gonna work at this. Okay, and so we visited Alexandria, Virginia last week, and we loved Old Town.
We did.
I had some pictures in here, but I can't run them because I forgot to put them in here. So sorry, but I'll run them when we do the replay. And
Old Town is dope.
The Old Town is really, really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Maybe I have them.
One of the cool things about Old Town is that, it's such an old kind of historic-y vibe.
Yeah.
When you go down there, right, you got the brick sidewalks. You got some cobblestone streets down there, 18th century, 19th century buildings. So, it's just beautiful. If you ever want to take a stroll or go down and get something to eat or maybe have some coffee, sit on the Potomac River and just chill in Old Town. Yeah, that's exactly what we did, right? So we went down there. We had some lunch, enjoyed the atmosphere with the river and the birds flying around, and just kind of looking out at some of the boats and the yachts and the cityscape, the beautiful bridges. It was just a really cool vibe. So Old Town.
The King Street area is lined with boutiques and shops and restaurants. And they had it set up. They had their outdoor seating out, and so it was tented, I guess, and heaters and everything.
Yeah.
And then they had their menus out there, so you didn't have to walk all the way in to see what the menu was and what the prices were. It was just really, really well done.
Yeah.
And we have some friends that live about 8 blocks from there. So it's just really, what I'd say about that part of Alexandria is it's close in. It's kind of close in and tight. And it is more expensive right around Old Town. It is going to be a different price.
Yeah.
And I'll go ahead and let's see what I got here. So we're going to show you... So the first thing we're showing you is what's for sale in Alexandria right now, and you've got some
not Old Town specifically, Alexandria in general.
Exactly, and Alexandria is right on the river, right below what we call National Landing or Crystal City, and what we see here, you've got some nice prices. You got things as low as $349, $260. $149 for a smaller. It looks like one bedroom.
Yep.
And then of course you can get a single family home, a 3-bedroom, not too big, for about $889,000. And that's a lot for that size home, but to be so close to the city, you're literally 10-15 minutes from DC.
Yep.
You're 20 minutes from other parts of Northern Virginia and Maryland. It's a really, really great location, a great little town.
And that's access to Metro and those kinds of things as well there.
Right. And then the next one we found some rentals that are in so so-range. We didn't find any expensive rentals right off the bat, but I just pulled these yesterday, and you've got a 1-bedroom. It's up there, it's up there. You've got a studio for about $1,000, which I think is a really, really great price.
It is. That's a really good price.
And it's showing it's in Old Town, so that's even better. That's even better. And then the $2,500 a month 3-bedroom, and that's in regular Alexandria. And then you've got the Oliver, which is a newer thing, and that's only $1,200. So that's still pretty good. So it shows that the prices are very good.
Yeah, and you can see from those price points, it's a hodgepodge, right? It's a variety. So depending on what you're doing, what your income level is, and those kinds of things, you can kind of pick and choose and find the best scenario for you. So it does give you some cool variety.
So as far as so you're like, okay, Heath and Tracy, you got the real estate going on. What about jobs? What about jobs?
Get a job.
So the unemployment rate, and I'm reading this, guys. The unemployment rate in Alexandria is 2.1% right now. The U.S. average is 3.7.
Yeah.
No, it's actually higher right now. It's in the 8 or 9 or something.
Yeah.
But Alexandria, it's really, really low right now. And the jobs have increased a little over 2% in the past year. The average salary in Alexandria is $87,319. The median home cost in Alexandria is it says $542. I think it's a little bit higher. It's probably closer to $600,000.
Yeah, I mean, if you're adding in the condos and those kinds of things like we just showed,
that's
right?
true.
It creates a balance on the average,
it
right?
Balances it
but
out.
Certainly, if you're looking for a single family, you're going to be on the higher side, getting closer to $1 million if you're buying a single family.
Yeah, and then it depends on how old the single family is, too.
Right.
Yeah, it depends on how old. The median home cost in Alexandria, I already went over there. So violent crime. So the U.S. average is like 22.7%. In Alexandria, it's only 11.9%.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good. It's not bad to be such a metropolitan area with a lot of people. It is very dense in Alexandria. So I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, so people that live in Alexandria, right, it's relatively high income, relatively safe, lots of things to do, great location. So all of those things put together, give you a crystal clear understanding of that Alexandria is pretty dope.
And let's see. And then I found some job opportunities. Let's see what we got here. What do I have here?
That's that Spike Lee movie. Get a job.
Oh no! So this I'm still talking about the comparison and the thing. And then what we have, the cost of living. Oh, okay. So when you look at the cost of living map here, you can see it outlined in blue. Alexandria's your cost of living is going to be a little bit better or more equivalent to Washington than like say Arlington and other like Potomac and Bethesda. You can kind of see from the darker pink or the burgundy look that it's it's going to be higher. But if you look in the lighter colored areas, even as close as it is to DC, you've got Bladensburg and what's that right there? Walter Mill, just right outside of Washington in the Maryland area. It's fairly inexpensive for the area.
Right.
So, but Alexandria is going to be on the higher side, just to keep that in mind. But you can also see how close it is.
Yep.
And then just as an overall breakdown of the cost of living, Alexandria, Virginia, and the United States. So that's going to give you a better idea. And when you look at Virginia, it looks deceiving because it's not including Northern Virginia. I almost should try to find one that shows Alexandria, Northern Virginia.
Yeah.
But it's just saying overall. It's just saying overall Virginia.
Right. So it's factoring in Southern Virginia as well.
Yeah. So that's why it drops so much to 250. So if you get closer to areas like if you say in between here in Richmond and then below Richmond, it's going to get a lot. It's going to get a lot better. If you notice, though, utilities are higher once you get outside of this area. I did notice that moving here.
Yep.
Now, what did I have next? I had income next. So, income for Alexandria is pretty high for the area. Your household income is almost $100,000, guys.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, that unemployment rate is really, really low. Future job growth, look at that. I think it's even higher now, don't you think, Keith?
Yeah, I mean, with the Amazon announcements and the other things that'll be happening as a direct result of that, plus just the overall health of the area and the government impact to the area, I think those are really solid numbers, and they could be a little underrepresenting.
Yeah, I think
of the total opportunity.
I think they are. I
Yeah.
think they are.
Mhm.
And let's see. Okay, I don't see any questions yet. I think I kind of messed up this a little bit. Just to forgive us right now, but we did have some questions from before.
Give us some sound effects, baby, before we get into that.
Oh, okay. What kind of sound effects?
Give us some
you want?
music. What about some music?
Some party noise? You don't like that
What
one.
about
do
some
you?
music?
Okay, let's get a little bit of music going. Okay.
Yeah.
How's that?
Let's reset the mood. Up in here.
And we just want to say thank you for joining us. We're at about, we're at
4,500 subscribers plus on YouTube. Also, we thank every one of you guys and how you've been with us on our journey. And we just want to thank you and keep looking for gratitude today. We enjoy what we do, and that's what we want to do.
And we're going to come here every week, every Saturday at 11 a.m. to help you.
Yep. What we're going to talk about now, baby? We'll get into mindset.
Yeah, let's go ahead and jump into mindset.
So, last week we shared our story of how we shifted our mindset to move to our dream city and our dream situation, right? And so a lot of that has to do with where you are and what kind of headspace you're in. And so if you're contemplating some kind of big change in 21, you're looking maybe to move to Metro DC or somewhere else, you're looking to make some kind of changes in your life, it all starts with mindset. So with that understanding, we want to kind of talk a little bit about if you're looking to move to the metropolitan Washington, D.C. area, these are some mindset things that we think that might be helpful for you.
These are specific steps. I have 5 steps that we came up with.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to get something and jot it down. So to keep in front of you as a reminder.
Yeah.
So
get your pen, get your paper, get your iPod, get your Apple,
whatever, however you
devices.
Do your notes. Let's go. Let's get into this. Okay, number 1. Begin with being grateful for where you are presently.
Gratitude.
Having no regrets about where you are right now,
so
even if it's not where you want to be.
Right.
And let's be specific. The town that you live in, the house that you live in, the apartment that you live in, who you live with. Whatever that current situation is, be grateful for it. Get up in the morning and think about what is good about it and stay grateful, stay in gratitude about that.
Yeah, especially after coming through 2020, right? It's like, hey, we're 21. We're looking forward, and just be grateful that you survived, that you're thriving, that you have your life in front of you. So start with gratitude.
Yeah.
The attitude of gratitude.
I like that. Number 2, begin to focus on your dream city, like you're doing right now by watching us. Don't forget to subscribe for more content about moving to the DMV.
We bring it to you.
Smash the bell. Every time we go live or every time we post a video, you'll get a notification. And keep the vision in front of you.
Bing.
Talk about it to everyone.
Yep.
Speaking out loud is going to reinforce that thought. As we told you, we told people it's our second home.
Right.
We already had that in our hearts and in our minds, and we spoke it. We always felt comfortable when we were here.
Yeah.
Whenever we spoke to strangers, we'd say, great things about living in the city. So think about that. Think about what you're going to say when people say, what do you think about doing in the future, and how you're going to respond to that.
Write it down, put it somewhere, put it on the vision board, keep it in front of you, keep it in your eye gate. So important.
Number 3, rest in the understanding that change will come. You may not see right now, but when it, understand that and be at peace about it.
Right.
Even if you can't see it happening right now, be at peace that it's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then 4, when the opportunity presents itself, be ready to put in the work and claim it out loud. That's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to say about the peace part.
Yeah.
It's sort of like when a woman is pregnant, it's like the guy can't see it, right?
Oh, yeah.
But you're resting in that that you birthed this idea, that you birthed this thing, right? And so you want to see this the same way, is that it's already transpired, it's already happening, and now you're just letting it germinate and manifest in your spirit, in your soul. And then when you get there, you're like, there it is.
Yep. And then fifth is stay focused and start the list all over again. Begin in gratitude, especially if you don't see things working out like you expected them to work out, right? If you hit a dead end and you feel like nothing is focusing or moving in your direction, that's okay. That's okay. Start with gratitude, focus on your dream, be at peace about it, and then be ready for the next opportunity.
There you go. There you go. Hey, if you had questions today, guys, we aren't able to see them. We have some technical difficulty on this end, but you can send those to Ask Heath and Tracy. So we have a Bitly link that they can see, or that they can send
I'll
it
make
to, right?
sure it's in the comments.
Yeah, so we'll put the link in the comments. So if you have specific questions about the DMV, about moving, about manifestation, about mindset, and even if you have a question about North Carolina or something like that, you can put that in the comments.
Or marriage.
And we're and marriage as well. We know a little bit about that.
We know a little bit.
And so put that down in the comment section, and we'll make sure that we respond to those. So we read each and every one of those, and we're glad to help in whatever way we can. So the new year is bringing new laws to the region.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, if you're driving in Virginia, you better put your phone down. Yeah. I can make you put your phone down. Look, in Virginia, they serious about it. So I think 6 months ago, they actually created the law, and they wanted to give the public time to sort of digest, okay, hey, this is a new thing. I'm very accustomed to using my phone and those kinds of things when I'm moving around or I have it in my hand. I may not be driving and texting, but certainly I think all of us are guilty at some level of using our phones when we're driving. So you cannot do that any longer in the state of Virginia.
It was already in effect in Maryland and D.C., but now Virginians, put your phone down.
So some other things that happened this week were that minimum wage was raised in Maryland.
Cool.
So, that's going to go up. It's going to impact people working in PG County, Prince George's County,
to be exact.
Montgomery counties, those areas that are very close to Washington, D.C., Metro D.C. So it's going to go from $11 an hour to $11.70 an hour.
Right. And this only applies to businesses with 15 people or more.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you have a business in those areas and you have some people on staff, just understand if you're employing more than 15 people, $11.70 is the new number.
And if you have less than 15 people, it's $11.60. They saved you a dime.
Hey.
Okay. I think it's good.
It is.
It's better than what it was.
Hey, everything, every dime, every penny counts.
I think in D.C. though it's 15.
Mm-hmm.
It's $15 an hour in D.C.
Right.
So they need it in D.C.
Yeah. So there was another new law that was newsworthy this week in Virginia. So law enforcement will no longer be able to search and seize any person or place or thing solely on the basis of the odor of marijuana. It's like, I smell something.
Yeah.
You and I smoking? You
can't do that anymore in Virginia. And they're really, really moving towards making it not making it a crime anymore like it is in D.C. Mm-hmm. So we're getting closer and closer to progressing that way.
Yeah, legalization is coming.
Yeah, so I understand that things are changing in Virginia and in the state of Virginia, and it's going to be interesting. Another law that changes, gun owners, if you're planning to buy a firearm, you cannot take a concealed weapon safety course online anymore.
Oh.
Who thought that was a thing? Why would it be online?
Hey, everything's online now. You know,
you have to do it in person.
It's touchless.
I thought it had to be in person.
Hey, you know, they got the enlightenment going on out there, man. I need to be touchless.
An awakening. I call it an awakening.
So also in the Commonwealth, there's a cap on how much insurance companies can charge for a 30-day use of insulin.
So if you're an insulin user, there's a cap in Virginia on how much insurance companies can charge you. I think that's really good.
That's good, right? Because you know, some people have diabetes or other things where they need insulin, right? And so it's just like, how you just gonna just tax me?
Just I need it to live.
Because I'm trying to be healthier out here.
Exactly.
Come on, man.
And then in D.C., let's move on to some laws that changed in D.C. So in D.C., it's really weird. When you go out to eat, they give you this paper straw. There's no styrofoam. So they've gone another step further. So it says
it's serious with the environment in D.C.
Large. So new environmental standards for large buildings owned by the city and privately. DC is looking to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and energy consumption by 50%.
Yeah, so they're trying to get there by
2032.
By 2032, yeah. So, I mean, that's big, right? You see some of the large companies that are engaged in that stuff. I know Amazon has made a lot of announcements around that. A lot of companies are getting on board, right? So they're trying to be zero emissions and all of these things. So, hey, if it's good for the environment, it's good for us. So, hey, it may be a little inconvenience in the short term, but get behind it.
Yeah, you won't see any styrofoam in D.C. They've expanded that ban. So businesses can no longer sell foam storage containers, your takeout containers, your cups, anything, coolers, nothing like that.
The little packing peanuts.
Won't be happening.
Won't see it.
So that's it for laws.
So that's what's going on with the laws in D.C., in Metro D.C. this week.
Okay.
So now you are updated. What else we gonna talk about, baby? Transition music.
I think we're gonna end it right here for today, guys. I want to say thank you if you joined us and you didn't have any questions. If you had questions but somehow we can't see them, we'll put the link in. It's a bit.ly link we had in there last week that Tracy asked me. But I'll put it in Tracy. And join us again next week. Hopefully we won't have these technical difficulties. Bear with us. I know we're still
experimenting with the software. We're having fun.
We're still having fun.
It's all good.
We're still sharing. And next weekend. And another thing is to join us on Clubhouse. If you're not on Clubhouse, we've just started doing different talks. We love it. I love it. It's really an engagement platform more than anything else. And that's what we really love about it. So we will be showing up on Clubhouse. So if you get on Clubhouse, look for us. We're under our own names on there, Heath and Tracy. And we'll have some news for you. And
Happy New Year, guys.
Oh my gosh.
Welcome to 2021. We're all looking so forward to it.
Yes, we
and now we're here. Started from 20, now we're here.
What you gonna do? Okay.
Let's get it.
So, you want to wrap it up, baby?
Yeah, baby. Stay connected. Stay connected to God. Stay connected to your family. Stay connected to your spouse.
Or your significant other.
We love you guys. Have a great week. We'll see you next Saturday. HeathandTracyTV.